Mitali. I am working in Lemma Research Lab in the University of Liège, Belgium. Now, I have seen most of the presentations in this session work on measurements and the scale is mainly building or block level or the neighborhood level. For in my work, I would be mainly showing a city scale or a regional scale effect of the nature-based solution of green roof. Um, so this is like mainly the contents of my slide, which are pretty basic. Now to introduce the topic, we all know like urbanization, the densification, and climate change has raised to a lot of heat events in a city, which in general, has impacted the worsening of urban heat island effects. Then the urban heat island effects also have increased the heat waves, and it goes like in a cycle. And that's why, of course, this session is placed to discuss the mitigating solutions for reducing or abating the impacts of urban heat island. And already there are a lot of solutions in the market, so I think we as researchers need to figure out which one does what best and which one does not do something. So here I'll discuss mainly about green roofs. We have a lot of solutions that we discussed already, but roof-based strategies like cool roofs and green roofs are gaining more popularity because the urban areas, the cities, are mainly constituted with buildings with a lot of roofs, which gain a lot of solar radiation in general, and therefore these kind of mitigation strategies could be useful and also a good solution. Now, because of the multiple benefits of green roofs, I have selected to focus on the green roofs. Of course, other solutions also could be useful, but the presentation mainly focuses on the green roofs. Now, green roofs in general work in a phenomenon that, like, because of the evapotranspiration, they release the latent heat and simultaneously reduce the sensible heat flux in the urban canopy by then reducing the temperatures. Now, green roof studies mainly have been demonstrated at a building level or urban blocks or a neighborhood scale. And translating those results at a city scale or a regional scale is very difficult because um, you have like surface heterogeneity and also the impact of a small block, placing green roof in small blocks or on a building can have impact on the areas outside the small urban canopy. So, I mean, in such a scenario, the numerical weather prediction models like WRF come into picture. Now, WRF the model which is particularly known as WRF has mainly three urban canopy models which are very important while discussing any mitigation solution. Now, the first urban canopy model is the single layer urban canopy model, which is pretty simplified, which mainly has these elongated street canyons and a simplified geometry in general. But because we are studying green roof, which is a building scale mitigation solution, we need multi-layer urban canopy model, which mainly also includes the the street cannon and the values at different heights of the urban canopy, where we can parameterize the building energy. Now, this model has been made more sophisticated in the as part of WRF using the building energy model, which also includes anthropogenic fluxes like indoor-outdoor heat exchanges. Now, because this is the most sophisticated model and also includes all sorts of morphological differences, we use this particular urban canopy model for this study. Now, the key to using this particular model is that it requires detailed input data on urban morphology and land use. Now, thanks to the WUDAP researchers, we have LCZs now for a lot of cities in the world. And whoever does not know about LCZs are basically the homogeneous regions, homogeneous regions based on the urban morphology of the city, and we have 10 LCZs which define the urban areas, and the 7 which are sort of peri-urban or the rural areas. Now, coming to the other point of this study is that green roofs are mainly modeled on all buildings. Like the scenarios mainly consider that green roofs are placed on all buildings, which is not possible in a in a realistic scenario, because and especially in the context of Europe, where there are more buildings with sloped roofs, and there are also cities which have historical or cultural value, and replacing these sloped roofs into flat roofs is not very easy. Therefore, installing green roofs on flat roofs is more feasible, and that's why we mainly, the novelty of this study is to process a realistic scenario and also compare it with the extreme scenario. So basically, what we do is we perform a high resolution WRF study using the BPBM parameterization to assess the impact of realistic fraction of green roofs in each LCZ class on the UHI effect during a heat wave in the city of Liège, which is in Belgium. Now, a little bit about the city of Liège. It's a city located in Wallonian region of Belgium. It's a beautiful city. It sort of looks like this with a river in the center. And this city is almost like the third most populous city in Belgium, and has like a lot of buildings in the city center and not much space for having any other green infrastructure. So, so the green roofs could be, one of the feasible ones. And also, the building roof area is around 14% of the city area, which can be a good indication for using any roof-based mechanism. Uh, Now, in Liège, we have mainly six local climate zones, and mostly we have the open low-rise kind of local climate zone. And here is the percentage of greening potential in each LCZ, which we calculated based on the availability of flat roofs in the city. Now, the whole processing of identifying of flat roofs was done using LiDAR point cloud data, and we have a paper on this, and here is the QR code. And we did this using some RANSAC algorithm to, sort out the planes and identify the flat roofs. Now, for this study, the WRF domain that we used was this. We basically did 4 one-way nesting with 931 kilometer, and the innermost domain with 333 meters with 174 by 174 grid points. Um, and This is mainly the study domain, which uses the LCZ land use data and the MODIS land use data for the rural or non-urban area. The time frame for this study was based on the heat wave in Liège, and the heat wave was selected based on the intensity and the duration of the heat wave. So the longest and the severe heat wave was selected, which was in 2018, where you can see the circle represents the intensity and the x-axis represents the duration. And the WRF was run for around 16 days. The methodology of detecting the heat wave was based on Ozo et al. It's a very popular methodology, I would say, but to know more, you can read in the paper. Um, Here is how we validated the model. I mean, it's a pretty preliminary validation for now, but we validated it using the location of the nearest weather station where we got the data. And it pretty much matches the values we get from the WRF. So this means that the model is kind of working. And so to start with the results, we can see that in realistic scenario there is not much difference after we place the green roofs, but for extreme scenario there is a lot of difference in air temperature or in the surface temperature both. Also, we can see slight warming at night for like in the 16 days, and in most of the studies we see like people are reporting this extreme kind of scenario where there is some sort of good impact of green roofs, but it's also important to see how realistically it performs. Now, this is the spatial variation of the same data which I showed before. And we can see that for realistic, the green roofs only create a difference around 0.5 degrees Celsius. That too, that's a maximum difference. Most of the differences are around zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.3 for air temperature, with that 2 meters, and for surface temperature, also the difference isn't that much as it is observed in the extreme scenario. So um, here you can see a map of what I was saying before. This is basically for the daytime duration, and this is for the air temperature. And you can also see, like, all right, so the realistic case does not have much difference. Similar for the surface temperature. Uh, this is the we also did some UHI intensity mapping, and here we can the function is mainly based on the Lin et al. And we can again see, realistic scenario does not reduce the urban heat island intensity much. Here we show the differences in the local climate zones based on the green roof strategy. We can see that the low-rise LCZs have better results when you place green roofs compared to the high-rise ones, which kind of match with the previous presentations also. And it's also in the large low-rise blocks, the realistic greening is giving a better result because this kind of blocks are low-rise and also large in size. So placing green roofs on them could be extremely beneficial for reducing temperatures. In terms of surface temperature, the trend is almost similar as air temperature, and the warming as night. We can also see there is some warming at night, which needs to be investigated further. And in terms of realistic case, it's also in the surface air temperature as well as surface temperature. We can see in realistic scenarios that warming is almost similar to the cooling, which also we will have to look into it in future. Um, Now, concluding the study, mainly this is the first study to discuss the impact of green roofs in different LCZ scenarios. Also, we also have proposed the realistic greening method to see, but I don't know how realistic it could be because placing green roofs on all existing flat roofs is also not possible. So the impact of green roofs would be much lower than what I present here in reality. Also, the analysis points out that the morphology could play an important role in green roof's impact in the city. And of course, local climate zones like large low-rise areas, green roofs can be beneficial. And it's also important to know that it's also important to focus that green roofs can cause warming at nighttime temperatures, which needs to be investigated further. And that's the plan of our study. So thank you so much. These are my recent publications, and I work with some LCZs and urban climate and green roofs interaction. Feel free to ask me any questions now or later. Thank you.
Thank you. To ask questions, yeah?
Yeah, just a small one. You
Yeah,
might have
just,
covered this already. So you might have already covered this, but may I know what you exactly mean by a realistic scenario? How much of percentage, how much of city percentage or neighborhood percentage you looking at to cover with green roofs?
So it differs for each LCZ, as it was there in one of my slides, and for the high-rise LCZs, the realistic percentage or the availability of flat roofs is just 40 to 50% of the buildings.
So 42%. Okay, so if you're covering with green roofs, let's say 42% of the city, PH, with green roofs, how much of reduction in the air temperature you're looking at?
It's just zero point 0.5 on an average. Zero point 0.5 is the maximum actually, it could be lesser. But because I show it like temporally and spatially varying, I could say, yeah, till zero point 0.5, not more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One more question for someone? Okay, if not, thank you very much.